I just started coaching, so I don't think I can charge a lot of money. I'm going to stick to the low ticket prices. I'm going to stick to 20 bucks, 47, 67, 97, maybe even something in the hundreds of dollars. And that's how I'm going to build a successful business as a new coach. No, that's not how this works. You need to start with a high ticket offer. And I know it might seem scary, but the reality is it is not scary. It doesn't have to be scary. We're going to talk about how we can get rid of the scariness and why it is so important as a beginner coach to make sure that you're not starting with low ticket offers. It is going to make your life so much harder. It's going to make it so hard to get off the ground and to actually be able to be a coach full time. So if this has been something you've had a question around, like should I do low ticket? Should I start with low ticket? Should I do high ticket? I don't even know how to do high ticket. Then you want to watch on because we're going to go into why, as a coach, you should not start with a low ticket offer. Hello, my name is Luz Gonzalez and I am a co-founder of highticketclientonline.com, and we work with coaches, experts, consultants just like you so you can build a sustaining and thriving business that allows you to do your work full time. Now, in this topic, we're going to be talking about a myth out there, a very harmful myth that a lot of experts, coaches have as it pertains to starting your business. A lot of experts and coaches, just like you, think, well, I'm just getting started. I don't even know how to put together something that I would, charge over $1,000 for. So I'm just going to start with something that's going to sell for $47, $97, even $150. And at the beginning, you may have been to a webinar, you may have been to a training where they're like, you just need to make 10,000 sales per month. And you're like, oh my God, done. Got it. I'm just going to turn on some ads and I'm going to sell 100 babies of this $150 course easy. And I am going to be a 6-7 figure coach or expert by, next month. That doesn't work. For most people. I mean, are there some outliers? Sure, there's some outliers, but the majority of experts and coaches, we have supported over 1,000 coaches. The majority of them, that's not how this works. The majority of them come to us. So again, we are clients. We work with coaches and consultants, and there's 3 types of groups of people we work with. We work with the beginner who's like, okay, I'm getting into this and I want guidance because I really don't know what I'm doing and I want to make sure that I'm doing this the right way. Then we also work with the second group. The second group are people who've been trying this for a while, right? Like it hasn't worked and they've been at this for tens of thousands of dollars. They've made investments and they've been trying this for months and months and months and something's not working. And then the third group of people we work with are 6-figure plus coaches who need some optimization in their profitability pipeline. The profitability pipeline has 7 steps and it's super important, and we're not going to be discussing that today, but we do have other trainings which I totally encourage you to watch for you to learn about the 7 steps. So let's talk about starting, right? So many people say like, oh, I'm just gonna put together a course. A lot of you are thinking, oh, I'm gonna write a book. I'm gonna write an ebook and I'm gonna sell it for like $10, and by just a few months I'm gonna be a 6-figure coach. Or you think I'm gonna put together a course and I'm gonna sell it for, I don't know, anywhere from $20 to $100 to $200. Some of you guys even have stuff for free. It's not selling. Like people aren't saying like, yes, I want that thing, right? And so even if people are saying, yes, I want it, what we have seen, the majority of people who, for someone who's, coming into this world and they haven't had the right foundation building, they are building something that they want to build, and people in their lives are going to be buying their course. So you might have some friends and family, people that that go, sure, I'll buy your, $150 course. But then when it comes to converting strangers on the internet or converting strangers on the street, in person, online, Same thing, we need to convert, as business owners, we need to convert strangers into clients. And you need to, as a business owner, know how to do that successfully. And your ability to be able to do that successfully is going to be, speak to the ability of you to be successful in having a profitable business. And so when it comes to that, starting at a low ticket level, you need a few things for that to be successful, right? One, you need to absolutely know your niche in your market, and you need to know that your copy, that your graphics, that how you're reaching out to people is super on point. So when people see your marketing, when people see what it is that you're offering, they absolutely go, yes, 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 I need it. For the majority of beginner coaches, that's just not the case. You don't know your market enough most of the time for you to put something together that people immediately go, yes, I'm in there, like I want it. And you're selling it for, $100, and then 100 people say, yes, I'm in. So at the end of the day, the numbers don't lie, right? When we look at the numbers of how many sales you need to make at a low ticket level versus at high ticket level, it just, if you're selling something for $100, you need to make 100 sales that month for you to have a $10,000 month. Whereas 100 versus 3 sales at $3,000 means you brought in $9,000. For the majority of people that we speak to, $9,000 for a month is really, really great. So, however you cut it, 100 sales in a month is more than 3 sales. Now you might be thinking, but it's $3,000. I don't know how to put together something that's $3,000. I don't know if I can sell that. I don't know how to pack enough value. That's something that you can figure out. But say with our clients that we work with, we don't allow our clients to build an offer, to put together a program or a package that they're selling for any less than $1,000. Why is that? Again, we are working with people that we want to have the ability to do this full time. And if you're selling at anything under $1,000, it's just unclear if you're going to be able to truly build a sustainable business that will allow you to do this, however you want to do it, and on a full-time basis. The second thing that we need to know about low-ticket strategies as a beginner coach is that actually low-ticket strategies and even mid-ticket strategies are going to be intermediate and advanced strategies. These are the sort of things that you should focus on right off the bat, because again, you just don't know enough just yet. There are 7 steps to profitability. Steps 2, 3, 4, and 5 are the most important steps for you to master, for you to reach that 5 to 10K month consistently. Step number 2, and this is making it super simplistic, step number 2 is going to be your niche, your copy as it pertains to knowing who you're working with and how to talk to them, the things that they're looking for, where these people are hanging out. Step number 3, this is how you establish yourself as an authority in your space. This is how, suppose you're a life coach. Well, if you just say, I'm a life coach, work with me, people are going to go like, why should I work with you? There's another life coach over there who charges less money. So you don't want to just say like, I'm a life coach. You want to say, I am the founder and creator of this thing that you want. And the only way for you to get to this thing is by working with me. And to have that sort of gravitas, to have that sort of authority in your space, there's specific things that you need to follow. And those things follow under step number 3, right? This is your positioning, your packaging, your pricing. There's so many things that you might have to master in step number 3. Step number 4, and it's 4. It's not 2, it's 3, it's 4. Step number 4 is finally when you start looking into the marketing, to the branding, and then you start, making sure that your online presence really reflects the business that you're building, and people look at your stuff and they go, oh my God, they look like $1 million. I absolutely trust them and I want to work with them. So that's step number 4. And then we look at step number 5, which are your sales systems, your sales conversations, your sales scripts, right? Like at the end of the day, you can have the prettiest website, but if you don't have really solid sales systems, that's really going to hold you back. So steps 2, 3, 4, and 5 are the most important for you to get to, 6 and, let's say it's 6 figures. You can crack 6 figures by just mastering 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you're hitting that 5 to 10K mark. Now, when we look at steps 6 and 7, especially step 7 is where ads come in. Step 7 is where we have the more complicated things like low ticket offers, mid-ticket offers. At some point, you might, you will have worked with enough people and you're bringing enough money that you're like, okay, I can do this. And also I have validated in the market that things that I'm creating people want. So when you get to that point, you can say, okay, I've done this enough times. People have, paid me multiple thousands of dollars for me to solve their problem. How do I start automating that? That's when you then start doing group coaching. That's when you start doing, okay, now I'm going to create a course. Now I'm going to write a book. Now I'm going to do these things. But you first have to make sales. You just don't know exactly, so some of you guys are like, oh, I'm going to put on a webinar. I'm going to do a podcast. And it's like, you can't possibly know what goes into that webinar, or you can't possibly know what goes into that course for these things to be super successful, unless if you've made sales before, right? And it's not just like, hey guys, I'm offering something for free. Who wants it? And then people are like, yeah, I'm interested in that. Giving something for free is very different from charging people. Even if you just start charging $1, you're going to see your conversion rates completely drop if it's not something that's valuable enough for your audience. So the second thing, again, to remember and to know about low ticket and even mid-ticket offers is that these are actually advanced and intermediate strategies that need to be brought on at the right moment in your business. And that's not at the beginning. That's not when you're just building a business. You actually want to have had some success. And then once you know that you are being successful and that people are paying you because they want what you've got, then you can say, okay, now it's time for me to put together a low ticket, a mid-ticket offer, and for you to start expanding the number of offers that you're bringing into your market and bringing to your potential clients. The third thing that we need to know about low ticket offers, especially as it pertains to just getting started, is that you just need enough time. Again, I touched upon this a little bit earlier, but you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know about your market. You don't know what you don't know about building offers, pricing, all of these things that you probably need some support around. And so the other thing that's super helpful is to have enough time while you're making money to really get to know your market, to really get to know your audience. And doing that takes time. It'll take, a couple of months. It'll take some time for you to really understand how to best speak. Okay, there is a potential caveat here. So suppose you've been in your space for 30 years. You've been in your space for 20 years, you've already made sales with another company and you know exactly how to talk to your people. Okay, your success as an individual is probably going to be a little bit faster than someone who's just pivoting into coaching and trying to do something new. But if this is something new that you're doing, it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time for you to do the market research, for you to get to know your market, for you to know exactly what words speak to your people, what emotions you need to connect with, the best way for you to create offers and to speak to your potential clients. It's going to take some time. This whole idea of the overnight success, it doesn't really exist. Again, most of the people that we have spoken to out there, the ones that are crazy successful, it took years of building, right? It took years of them focusing on just one offer. And eventually, after years and years and years, they broke the 7-figure mark, right? And so it's going to take some time. It takes really focusing on the right foundations that lead you to be successful. And so this idea that it's just, if someone's telling you, I'm going to give you results, in 3 days, and by 3 days, you're going to be a 7-figure coach, just know that it's probably, most likely, not going to be something that's going to work. We have had clients who have invested $20,000, their life savings into programs that promise the sky and the moon. And then after a year of working with these really, with these gurus, with these big name programs, or even just like having paid so much money, if you weren't getting the right attention, and if you weren't getting the right strategy for someone who's at the beginning, or again, maybe you're not a beginner, but maybe you've had your offers and they're not selling. Well, then again, there's probably something missing in steps 2, 3, 4, and 5 that I spoke to very briefly. Something's missing and you need to fix those gaps in they're either leaks or they're completely missing pieces of your profitability pipeline. And when you do that, you're going to see that you're going to be successful. So again, 3 things that we learned about the low ticket space, especially as someone who is just getting started. 1, the numbers don't lie. It is easier to sell 3 things than it is to sell 100 things. If you are charging low ticket prices, you're gonna have to be selling hundreds of things, maybe even dozens of things or thousands of things for you to have enough money for you to sustain your lifestyle. Number 2, low ticket and mid ticket are actually intermediate and advanced strategies that are not appropriate for most beginners. If you're a beginner that totally knows your space and you're coming into it with a huge audience, great, this actually might be a good fit for you. But for the most of you, low ticket and mid ticket are going to be advanced to intermediate strategies that you probably should not be touching right now, unless if you just want to waste months and tens of thousands of dollars and then eventually be like, okay, it's not working, and either you give up or you finally say like, okay, I need to do things well from the beginning. At which point you can talk to us, or you can talk to us right now before you go through all of that. And number 3, you need time to test in the market. This whole overnight success thing isn't a thing. It's a myth. It's a harmful myth. And it's gonna take you time. It's gonna take you time. And I think it's about time that we normalize that. We normalize the fact that like, it's not this overnight thing like, oh my God, by tomorrow, I'm gonna be a millionaire. By like 3 months from now, this is gonna be like raining money. It might, and it might not. And depending on your success, it's gonna be, did you follow the right foundations? Did you do the things that you have to do as a successful business owner? And a lot of people, especially if you're starting with a low ticket offer, you're not. You're doing something that you shouldn't be focused on. It makes me upset and sad that so many of you are going to trainings and you're going to events and you're going to places where they're like, oh, you need funnels. Oh, you need ads. Oh, you need complex email marketing campaigns. You don't need any of those things. It actually should be pretty simple. It's simple. It should be maybe not easy. You're gonna have to build. You're gonna have to do some work, but it should be very clear exactly the work that you need to do. So again, if you have questions about what that is, you can go to highticketclientonline.com. You can book a time to talk to us. We have 2 books now. One of them is gonna be for sale on Amazon. You're gonna very soon be able to access that. But we have masterclasses, we have the free resource hub, we have ebooks, we have a $7 course, which I totally recommend. If you're like, okay, I feel like I need some support, but I want to get started, do the $7 course that's on our website. You go through it, you're gonna have a better sense of those steps, especially 2, 3, 4, and 5 that I talked about. We focus on that. You're gonna have a better understanding of what it takes to put together packages that sell like crazy, and know that we're here for you. We are committed to your success. We succeed when you succeed, and we want to see the helpers of the world, the healers of the world, the people that are here to make a difference, to make the life better for other people. We want to see you shine, we want to see you thrive, we want to see you succeed, and we want to see you profitable. So subscribe to this channel. It's so good to see you here, and we will catch you again soon in our next video.